Welcome, I'm your theloladass. So today gonna bring you Plan B from Outer Space, a Bavarian Odyssey. Only the volume lower a little bit, the volume. It's too loud. So this game came out on 28th October, and this game is like an adventure game about aliens, and it's all about you that choose the adventure of the game. Like there is 19 endings, 19 ends, like it's a lot. The developers already said there is one ending that you can obtain immediately in the beginning, like 15 minutes, because it's a bad ending, of course. And all depends of your choice, and of course you can like you are doing, and you can load then your save game to go from a part of the game to see different ways to get other endings, not like you need to beat and then start a new one to get other ends. You can load and try other ways, is what it is. It seems interesting, but it's all about aliens like that on space. Yeah, so but only at the possibilities to play now, because this week was a lot of games coming out. It was like Jesus Christ. So let's start it. Choose a save game. Initialize. The game is developed by Robot Pumpkin Games and published by Assemble Entertainment. So let's start here. The cosmos, infinite space. The dust of a passing comet glistens lazily in the light of two melon suns. Planets spin around their axis as if hypnotized by their own steady movement. You stand in the command area of your ship and stare into infinity. You live for these moments of peace and contemplation. The majesty of space affects you deeply. In these moments, you profoundly value the magnificence of space travel, especially since most of your own travels consist of you staring at the inside of a cold sleeper chamber. You check command console. All systems fine, the course is set, time to go back home. You turn your back on the myriad of little lights out there and go into space chamber. You have earned some sleep. It's like an alien that they go to sleep on those chambers. It seems like that. You get cozy while your ship is preparing everything for your dreamless stasis. You reflect on the past few cycles and your successful mission: to save endangered animals, to deliver unflavored nutrient pasts, to destroy an enemy base. Okay. To save endangered animals, unflavored nutrient pastes is like what? Like something new to hit is what they want to say. I go for the animals. Of course, you are a scientist above all. Your foremost duty is to observe and document, not to intervene, okay? But when an ecosystem as unique as feathered meadows of Agile pear is in danger, you can't stand by and do nothing. Dramatic reef fires were threatening to destroy the planet's entire flora and fauna, and no one could figure out the cause. It was only thanks to the shape-shifting ability unique to your people that you were able to infiltrate the local population and manage to identify the cause of the fires. It turned out that a large organization was ruthlessly exploiting the planet for their own short-term gain, but thanks to a series of events that included motivational speech, a bit of seduction, and a fist fight with a stone-wielding reptiloid, you managed to change the minds of those in charge. The Algiparians, with the exception of the 6 million newly unemployed color Arzonists, will celebrate you as a hero. Interesting? You take another sip of your Earl Mouth tea and dream of peace and prosperity among the stars, go to sleep. No, the peace. I want that. Knowledge creates an understanding. Understanding is the prerequisite for the peaceful coexistence of all intelligent beings. This guiding principle drives the union of interstellar civilizations. On whose behalf you are traveling as an explorer on a 6-year mission, okay? You regularly investigate cosmic phenomena, meet new beings, and bring the light of civilization to the darkest corners of the universe. Satisfied, you finish your cup of tea and lie down in your stasis chamber. Okay, so it's a 6-year mission that we are. Interesting. You wake up in the darkness. It is cold. This is always the part of cold sleep that bothers you the most, waking up. But now that you think about it, This is also the part that bothers you about ordinary sleep. The best way to get rid of cold sleep hangovers is doing some stretch. While still in the capsule, you begin to expand your body to 4 times your regular shape and then rapidly shrink it again. After a few repetitions, you contract back to your standard form. Okay, choose your look. So we are an alien too. Body, brain. Look at that brain, Jesus. Alien, mushroom, airy. Let's go for alien. Eyes. A cyclops. Cute. Look at those eyes. Why not? What? Multiple. Okay. Cute. Let's go for cute eyes. Mouth, lips, tentacle, teeth, insect, tongue. I think I go for the teeth like this. Accessories, lights, a ribbon, arms, wings, empty. Okay, you can put empty if you want. I think I go for arms. Okay, go for it. Ah, that's better. So it shows here how we are, okay? Your limbs still feel a little numb. Finally, you turn on the light and are immediately blinded. Instantly, you squeeze your optic organs tightly shut. After a few minutes, you finally feel awake. You leave the cold chamber. You are surprised by what you see on the screen. You expect to see the star base of the Academy of Science. Instead, the monitor is filled with the view of a planet unknown to you. Its light paths the command bridge in the most menacing of colors. Blue. Scary. Okay, we show the planet. Ah, Commander, it's the voice of the automated ship system, or for short, AS. Of course, AS. Your AS regrets having to interrupt your cold sleep, but my protocols require that I consult the opinion of a biological intelligence in an unusual situation such as this. You keep most of your eyes on the strange planet and head for the small built-in food dispenser on the bridge. What is it, AS? Why aren't we home yet? The onboard intelligence makes a few beeping and crackling noise before continuing. The IE version of clearing one throat. I perform a slingshot maneuver near this planet to shorten our travel time. Since this celestial body has not yet been categorized, I made the usual measurements and came across something astonishing. There is an oxygen balance on the surface of this planet, signs of complex carbon reactions and unusual surface patterns. As get to the point. You get yourself some breakfast gruel. You are usually a bit grumpy without it. The point is, there is life on this planet. More than that, if my initial analysis is correct, it is intelligent life. You turn a brute to face the ominous blue planet. Your breakfast gruel slides out of its cup and splatters dramatically onto the floor. As you whisper soft, that is disturbing news. It's so boring, I just want to go home. It's incredible news. No, it's incredible because we want to know something on the corners, right? So it's incredible news. You feel the excitement rising inside you, the rush of a complete new discovery. A foreign intelligent species? You contemplate the unknown world that fills your screen. Blue, the color of blood. What wonders might it harbor? Want no more? Let's study them from afar. Okay, so from afar it's like in the ship, is it? Or we go to the planet but we are hiding? I think I want to know more. Ask, show me more. I want to know more. On the console next to you, a light comes on. As obediently lists all the data collected so far. The surface of the planet is covered by an intricate grid of roads and transport routes. Its night side is lit up by the huge metropolis in which these creatures spend their lives. There must be millions, perhaps billions of them. Their oceans and the air are saturated with the toxins from their industries. You see radioactive elements that don't occur naturally and which are only born in the hellfire of a nuclear warheads. All of this is so rustic. These beings have not yet been exposed to the complexities of modern interstellar civilizations. They seem so careless with their current home. It's clear to you that their scientists have already discovered some other habitable planets nearby that they can colonize in a few generations. You would love to come back later and visit this world as a tourist. Of course, you would want to live on such backwood planet. Then that's when your ship is hit. The impact sweeps you off your feet. Across the entire bridge there are bright sparks and whole consoles fly straight out of their sockets. A chorus of sirens come to life and the bridge is bathed in a green alarm, the highest alert level. Okay, so green light, green alarm, right, is the highest alert level. Okay. Sophie has gone terribly wrong. Asks, what the shark is going on? The official interrupts the cacophony of different alarm signals for a tiny moment to answer you. An unidentified flying object has hit our starboard side. Due to the impact, there was a significant system damage. Total system collapse is approximately 600 seconds. Good team! The alarm signals are back to full volume. You rush to the control console. You frantically wipe through the various warning messages that flash at your aggressive turquoise. Finally, you find the center control unit. It does not look good. The sound is too loud. Goddamn. Okay, like this. You look at the various flashing menus, unsure what to do. What did the ship collide with? Options. Options. Ask, what are my options? The collision destroyed the central energy core and several of the backup energy store units, okay? Propulsion, communications and sensors will fail in many moments. Calculated proposals for further action. And the warning signs are back again. Meanwhile, you go to look at different displays, you try to calm down. No, different displays. You look at your tentacles and notice that they are the color of the console at which you are standing. Your body has activated its camouflage reflex completely without your intention, a sign of uncontrolled panic. This ship no longer has sufficient energy reserves to escape the gravitational pull of this planet. An emergency landing is inevitable. Initiating landing maneuvers. Please change into the necessary emergency shape. The ship judge has corrects the course of your vehicle with the last available energy reserves to enable a semi-controlled landing. You stare at the main screen. The ominous blue color of this nameless planet begins to fill the entire field of vision. You can see land mass, weather formation, mountain range, and a lot of unwelling hard soil. You get ready for the emergency landing. The spaceship begins to shake violently around you as it enters the upper layers of the atmosphere. You try to remember lessons for your training for exactly these kind of situations. You know that your natural ability to shapeshift is the key to surviving the crash. But how? By flooring how many passenger flights have you stared at the safety brochures and made fun of the little pictograms? All you can remember right now is the stupid joke you made to your fellow traveler at the time. Should you form a robust armor to protect yourself from impact? Or is a series of gas bubbles on the surface of your skin better so you can absorb the shock of the impact? Or should you spread yourself thin and wide so you don't get tossed around too much? Oh my god, Okay, so we're going to land on the planets. Form an arm around yourself, form bubbles, or spread out as much as you possible. An armor can protect, but we don't know how much speed we're going. Spread how much as possible. I think it's better this because we spread, right? Like that you are not knocked a lot from afar. So I think it's better this. You stretch and extend your body to have as little weight as possible in one place and not be thrown around too much by the impact. And then the ship hits the ground. So we go against the planet. The entire bridge bursts into flames and debris flies everywhere as if it were hit by the first of higher power. Screens, columns and seats explode into a shower of tiny splinters. Machine parts and scrap metal are blasted in every direction that the three-dimensional universe allows. The majority of these splinters pass right through your stretched body, only to see if they're safe. No, you can't save, okay. Only to know that. While several of your more vital organs slowly fail from blood loss, it occurs to you that you may not always make the best decision under pressure. With pure willpower, you fight against losing consciousness. That's when you hear the now heavily distorted voice of Das. At least one of the intercoms has survived. Commander, you are in critical condition. Please go to the assembler in the next 50 seconds so that emergency measures can be carried out. Stay positive. You realize that Das was switched to its maximum optimism setting. Something intended only for the most serious of emergencies. In agony, you drag your remaining body parts to the assembler, where As is in the process of preparing a sophisticated first aid kit. Moment later, a medical AI has analyzed your wounds and administered a cocktail of painkillers. Nanobots begin to mend your tattered body. The machines work there. I can't believe it's not magic. After a few hours you are back in a stable state and can get up slowly. So we leave it. You are feeling great, which is entirely due to the sophisticated drug cocktail in your system. You look around. You are standing ankle deep in the depths of the cockpit electronics. No screen, no control panel, no nothing is in its intended place. But the good news, at first glance, the structural integrity of the ship seems to be intact. You drag your feet to a cushion, Flork knows where it came from originally, and sit down. Saving progress, because you can see there that you can restart the chapter in case you want to try out a different way to do things. That's how you can do to try different ways to get a different technique always. Okay, that's our ship. That's small. You take a short breath, then the crucial question. Okay, As, what's next? The damage to the internal system is huge, but the good news is the assembly is still functional. Stay positive. This is good news indeed. You can construct spare parts with the help of the assembler. Given enough time and power supply, you could repair this ship or even build a completely new one. After a few buzzing and beeping sound, As continues. All we need now is an energy source. The As where we have landed, where I can find energy source, what about this signal, can you produce a kit for me? No, we need energy, so where I can find energy. Your As has taken you as close to an energy source as was possible under the conditions. Here you should find sufficient power supply to allow the assembler to make all the necessary repairs. Yay! What kind of energy source is it? You are already imagining a kind of steam turbine over a kettle of boiling water or something similarly primitive. Apparently a kind of hydroelectric power station. A dam. We can do it. Oh well, could have been worse. Where have we landed? What can you tell me about the area? Your As has taken you as close to the edge. This same thing yet? This complicates matters. Between you and your way out of here, you now presume a horde of spear-wielding British savage. Try to use your shape-shifting powers to hide yourself as best you can among the local population. What about the stress signal? Can't we just send a stress signal and wait? The Space Guard could pick up us safely and conveniently in a few cycles, and most importantly, I don't have to go out into an unknown world full of potential killer parasites and locals who want to cut me open to find the secret to eternal life or whatever. Unfortunately, the ship long-range communications were destroyed in the crash, of course. However, the indigenous civilization has discovered radio waves. Should you be able to gain access to a radio station, you might be able to build a beyond light speed transmitter. Think of it as an alternative mission object. Woohoo! And now, can you produce security for me? Regrettably, life-saving measures were necessary to save you. There is no power available to produce complex equipment. Yay! This stupid optimist drive. Commander, I have taken the liberty of producing a portable communicator with the last bit of energy available. This allows you to stay in touch with your As while you are away from the ship. As can do a tactical analysis from a safe distance and, with enough samples, decode the language of the locals. You form a small skin pocket and slip into the communicator. You step out of the smoking wreckage of the spaceship onto the surface of this unknown planet. You can breathe in this air, but it is filled with strange smells. Local animals, temporarily silenced by your crash, begin to resume their nocturnal sounds. Not long now until this planet's bright star rises on the horizon. Your crash site appears to be in an area of dense vegetation. Columnar plants, presumably mushrooms, rise from the ground all around you, branching upwards and covered with green lobes or needles. The moon of his nameless world stands bright in the sky. What now? Camouflage the vessel, name the planet. Now camouflage the vessel. Maybe you should just leave the ship standing around like this. You don't want some natives to come along and start stealing technology or worshipping it as deity. Part of the ship is already rammed into the ground because of the impact, but lots is still visible above ground. Moreover, your crash has cut a swath of the structure through the cobbler groves. How are you going to hide this ship? There is no point you can hide completely anyway. Buried ship under soil and plant parts. Buried ship under soil and plant parts. You can do this. Look at that. Nice. It takes you quite a bit of time to bury all traces of the ship under mushroom parts and soil. All that's left is this huge conspicuous swath of destruction. Okay, because now it's hiding that ship, right? But there is a destruction, like a line in here. All good. That's all shows that we have. You realize that no one has ever named this planet. As the first visitor to this strange world, is it your task, indeed your privilege, to name this discovery? Future generations may look at this spot in their star charts and remember you on your adventure escape from this world. Or they will remember that the planet was found in the records of a Atlas Standard Corps. Do you want to name the planet? I name you later. No, let's say I name you Terra. I hereby name Terra. Let's stay like this, Terra. I christen you Terra. As please make an entry in this captain's log. You mean the black box? Go team! Whatever, just make it official. You clear your throat, you continue in a solemn voice. In the name of the Union of Interstellar Civilizations, I christen this planet Terra. May the records show that I extend tentacles of peace and friendship to the inhabitants of Terra, that they may one day prove worthy of taking a place in the galactic society of civilized beings. As an emissary of the UEIC, I solemnly swear to bring the lights of progress, freedom and decency to these beings and to free them from their primitive and suspicious ways. So it depends on the choice that you did in the beginning. If you want peace, killing, or to fight pastes, depends of what you choose, then this will change this. You feel a little sublime. Whatever happens, your entry into the history, this is assured. Right, your ship battery will not recharge itself. One last time, you take a longing look at your crashed vehicle. Then you walk resolute out into the unknown world. You only return when your mission has been successful. A few minutes later, you return after the ass noticed that you forgot the battery in its ship. But then you are on your way. The unknown flora, the dark night sky, the strange sounds of the local animals. Everything is a bit eerie. You suddenly realize that you really are light years away from anything familiar or friendly, armed with nothing but your skills and the equipment you carry. Alone on this blue hell planet, your ass comes to life. Please turn right there, Commander. We should be able to get a better overview of surroundings here. You do as you are told, and after a few steps you are standing at a gap in vegetation that gives you a view of a slope, a valley stretched out before you twilight. Very good, we can plan our next course of action from here, Commander. You see hydroelectric power plant on your left. I can calculate the route mainly through the surrounding vegetation. We could charge the battery there, bring it back to the ship and start the repair process. The damage is severe, but we should be able to leave the planet orbit. It will take a bit longer to fix the ship just by ourselves, but this route leads us around the settlement center and therefore reduces our chance of encountering locals. On the horizon to the right, you can see a primitive radio wave transmission tower. We could convert it to a beyond light speed transmitter in a few easy steps and send out a distress signal. This is potentially more likely to ensure our rescue, but the path to the transmitter runs right through the nesting area of the locals. Therefore, a confrontation with terrorlings is inevitable. Now for the bad news. We can only pursue one of the two strategies, of course, that's easy to understand. The flight plans have led me to the conclusion that we only have about 80 Gnorbles before there are no more ships in the area to receive our distress call or pick us after we leave the planet gravity pool. And your ass unfortunately has no information as to when ships will be traveling to this quadrant again soon, if at all. So we only have this one shot at the rescue. Which approach you choose, command? To the dam, to the settlement, infiltration of the locals. It's like you can try to repair the ship, right? But it's gonna take a while. If you get the light speed transmitter, it's faster, but we need to infiltrate. That's the issue. Infiltration of the locals to the settlement to them. I go infiltration of the locals. There's a third option as. What are you talking about, Commander? Oh, that wasn't the dam. It was like to try to repair the ship. I think it was. The settlement was to get the how you call that transmitter. but that third is other that the ass didn't say to us. I'm talking about infiltrate the Osmet population. During my past mission, I infiltrate primitive cultures to observe savages in their natural habitat. I could take on the role of an influential chief of shamans for a short period of time, and from this position I could divert resources for our rescue without being noticed. In addition, I could gain valuable knowledge about the behaviors of these unknown species. What's more, perhaps you could even lay the foundation for a positive future development of these creatures and gently introduce them to progress and enlightened thinking. Commander, I want to note that we have no information on the locals. Such path of action risks exposing ourselves. Is this risk we can take? Risk is my middle name. I know what the risks are. You may be right. Yes, it's a risk. I know that. I know what the risks are. I'm gonna say I know what the risks are. I'm aware of the risk, but I can still do it. The ability to maintain self-confidence against statistical realities has always distinguished biological beings. I'm pleased that you have decided to carry on this tradition of your ancestors. Please decide now how you want to proceed from here. Regardless of whether you want to infiltrate the local culture, what route do you want to take? Okay, so now we're gonna infiltrate the localization, but now we have to do this choice. I think I go for the settlement, because I think this is the transmission, so I want to go that. Our path leads us to the settlement. This is where I have the best chance of infiltrating the locals. If for any reason you decide against that plan, you still have this opportunity to reach transmission tower and send a distress call. Please be extremely careful to avoid any detection, Commander. You then take the path towards the settlement. As you make your way toward the settlement, you are struck once again by how strange this world is. You have to find some shape that is appropriate for this planet. A small clearing opens up in front of you. In its center, a furry creature lies on a mushroom stump, lolling in the beams of the rising sun. The creature is small and covered with fur, but it exudes an elegance and majesty unlike anything you have ever seen. Look at that, it's a cat. In the longest there is a word for the perfect being. Kiats, instead of saying cat, they call it like this, sihat. This seems appropriate. This body is very small, but you could certainly use it to get into the terrain settlement unnoticed. Why keep searching when you found perfection? You'd say to imitate the sihat or cat. I'm gonna say cat, but of course it's not cat, they call it sihat. It's like sihat, but I'm gonna call it cat. Its powerful, elegant paws, its perfect shaped face, it's almost a religious act. As you finish your transformation, the real cat looks up for the first time since it started intensely cleaning its rear opening. It simply looks at you. Without saying a word, it gets up and leaves the clearing. You try to follow it. Now how we are the cat too. That's cool. So if I went to the other place, would I transform for something? Because you could go for the other way, right? And we could see another animal, maybe. But now we are like this. You follow the cat. It's going in the direction you were aiming for anyway, so you can follow this majestic creature for a little while longer. Majestic. A short time later, the forest thins out and gives way to green meadows with isolated colorful plants. Meanwhile, this world's sun has risen. The familiar starry sky is obscured by that unsettling blue you could already see from orbit. That's the sky, of course. Soon you reach a road. This is fortunate because you find it a bit difficult to move around in the undergrowth in the rather small body of the cat. A small flaw in the perfect design of this creature. Finally, the roofs of the railing columns rise up in front of you. Look again at the original cat, analyze the colony, because I don't want to watch the cats. It's like, no, but it's like the problem is, we are infiltrating. It's like, okay, I want to know more about the colony, right, the people in here, but at the same time you don't know how the cat acts. Because if you don't know how the cat acts, we can make things wrong. And they can see that we are an alien too, or something outside, right? So I think I go look at the cat. Look back at your wise guy, the cat. The creature tries to catch the reflection of a beam of light, slips and lands in a metal container full of clear liquid. Its fur wet, it jumps out of the container, bumps into a tree trunk and runs away because afraid of water. Majestic! Of course it's majestic, he's also afraid of water. Then you return towards the Terra village stretching out before you. Finally you get your first real impression of Terra, a jumble of small box-shaped houses crisscrossed by a maze of streets, paths and alleys stretched out in front of you. You can see primitive building materials such as wood and stone alongside cast metals and electrical wires. There are seemingly wild plants in between the structure, and you can even make out old trees standing between the buildings. There also seems to be absolutely no anti-grav traffic. You find the whole thing touching, confusing, irresponsible. Confusing. Briefly, you regret that these beings do not know the comfort of Quasar-Corp prefabricated house. You wonder how the Terralings even get into their house without in-house, i.e. opening the doors from them. From your position, you have a good overview of the layout of the settlement. Ask what the fastest way to get to the Terra. Consider options. It's like we want these, but you can consider options. You just about to choose a route through the village when something catches your eye. On the edge of the village is a small residential house, somewhat isolated from the rest of the buildings. Remote enough that terrorists can't immediately sound the alarm or call for backup if something were to happen. If you want to learn more about the locals and are looking for improved guys, this should be a good place to start. Where to next? Set off for Dante without a detour. Look forward to study terrorists in more detail. Of course, we want this. Cautiously, you begin to walk along the edge of the settlement. As you look at the house, life around you seems to awaken. Strange sounds are coming from inside the town. You hear a rattling sound. It seems to get louder and louder. The ground itself starts to shake. You can feel it in your paws. Suddenly, a huge metal monster, supported by 4 black tires, appears right next to you. Its rumble is that of an ancient internal combustion engine, a vehicle. A miracle that such a strange construct can move and at such impressive speed. And it's coming right at you. Suddenly you realize that you are in the middle of the roads. What do you do? Duck and the vehicle jump out of the way. Duck. The vehicle comes towards you. At last second you throw yourself into the floor and compress all your organs as fast as you can. On top of that you harden your outer shell. You feel the butt of the vehicle graze your surface, and then everything is over. The strange vehicle follows its path and only leaves an unpleasant cloud of carbon-based gas. With the danger of the road still in mind, you finally reach the isolated building. Time to learn more about Terralings. Up close, the building is no different from other native structures. The vegetation on the side facing away from the town appears to be used as a garden or farmlands. As you get close, you hear a strange noise. It sounds like meow meow and comes from multiple sources. Is that what Terralings sound like? You round the edge and see the source of the noise. A larger group of cats, of course. They all seem to be gathered around the back entrance of the house. As you approach, all the cats abruptly turn their heads in your direction and fall silent. Meow. Approach wordlessly. Meow. Time to speak the language of the locals. Meow. Instead, all cats take flight and run away in random directions. Ask, what just happened here? Apparently these beings have very fine sense and can detect rather hasty imitation of one of their own, okay? So cats can sense if you are fake or not, okay? Your ask recommends that you take more time to study your subject before the next transformation. It's worrying that your disguise didn't stand up to the very first test. You are just considering your next steps when the back door of the house opens. The first real Terraling steps out of the house. The creature is about the same size as you, your standard form, and covered with a rosy, wrinkled skin. All important organs seem to be duplicated. You recognize 2 eyes, 2 arms, 2 legs. On its head there is a patch of white fur. Like many non-shapeshifters, this creature wears clothing, a long flowing robe that extends to the creature's ankles and is dyed the traditional war color of your people beige. From her face protrudes an organ of unknown function on which a frame of glass and metal is balanced, perhaps a primitive type of ocular implant. The creature steps into the morning light and looks around, then it starts to talk. The strange mixture of sounds you have ever heard bubbles out of the Terraling's face opening. Your communicator comes to life. Your ass now activates simultaneous translations. First you understand some individual words, then the whole sentence. Little by little the concept becomes clear. You understand the concept of a new language. It's like poetry. The Terra says, "Come here, chi-chi-chi." It places some bowls full of food in front of the door. After that, the creature straightens up and looks around, hands claps behind its back. How weird. Usually there are more kitties. Where are all your friends? Did you scare them off? The last two sentences are addressed direct to you. The creature looks at you through its face glass. Do not answer, because if you answer, it's gonna see that we are something bad. So do not answer. Can this creature called Kit even speak? But why would it address you if it didn't expect an answer? How should you respond? Oh, Flor, you are feeling very nervous, just like when you are inviting a party to the academy prom. Before you can find an answer, however, you realize that the creature has already gone back into the house. The door is still open. You follow the creature into the house. You enter the dwelling of Terraling. A larger room stretched out in front of you, furnished with several pieces of soft seating, shelves and a table with a container full of dead vegetation. The Terraling sits at the table, seemingly engrossed in reading, an action that a pad made of cellulose fiber, a cup full of steaming liquid beside it. The creature does not seem to acknowledge or be bothered by your presence. It's time to decide what to do next. As it stands, you have the perfect opportunity here to examine and copy the Terraling. All you have to do is find a way for the original creature to not interfere with your plans. The creature could blow your cover faster than a Rexquan snags a Flagian if it wanders around town and ends up telling people he has a doppelganger. Okay, so the only choice we have is inspect. Quiet so as not to attract attention, you sneak through the rest of the house. Annoyingly, the door to the rest of the dwelling does not open. Impatiently, you wait for a moment for the primitive sensor to finally recognize you. Nothing happens. Halfway up the door is a kind of lever for a manual opening. You glance at Terraling, who still seems engrossed in its reading, then form a tentacle to operate the door lever. It tumbles with squealing hinge. The Terraling raises its head and looks in your direction, milliseconds after you retract your tentacle. Oops, I thought I closed the door. Maybe the winds? He awkwardly places a marker into his primitive data pad and gets up. Before the creature gets to you, you slip through the open door into another area of the house. The number of exotic objects in this building alone is staggering and could keep xenologists busy for several years. You, on the other hand, are just looking for a way to keep the Terraling locked up in his own apartment. In one room, there is a seating structure with a water connection. Right next to it, there is a kind of a scroll attached to a small bracket. Perfect! If you lock the creature in here, it will have water and something to read. Now you just need to lure it to this tiled room and lock the door from the outside. As I need to lure Terraling into this room. Any ideas? Your ass is primarily a navigation system, Commander. I'm not really designed to trap wild creatures. Why not to try to imitate the call of prey animal or many organic beings like shining things? Oh, good idea. Imitate prey, something shining. Something shiny. Oh, good idea. Do I have anything spark with me that we don't need? When you crashed, a splinter of the main screen got stuck in your neocortex, but you didn't seem to have any problems, so I didn't mention it until now. That will explain the dull headache you have been having since the crash. You pulled the fairly large splinter out and closed the wound. First, wow. If I still have any spaceship sparks in me, please tell me now. As second, yes, the shard is pretty sparkly and shiny. Do you think there's any negative side effect to leaving this piece of interstellar technology on this planet? Come on, the shard is made of highly compressed carbon, one of the most abundant elements in the universe. I think it's unlikely that a diamond this size of an eyeball will cause a stir on this world. Carefully you creep back to the Terraling with the diamond in your fist, catch a ray of sunlight and drag it to its eyes to get its attention. There, the creature looks up. Success! Kitty, what are you doing here? That's not how it works. Cats stay out. With these words, the creature moves proposed toward you. Oh no, this is going badly. You run into the tiled room and hide behind the door. Seconds later, the terror bursts into the room and slams the door shut. It gazes search all corners until it finds the diamond. What nonsense is this? Visibly confused, the creature holds the spark diamond in its hands and looks up just in time to see you melt out of your cat form and crawl under the doorway. You quickly push a piece of furniture in front of the door from the outside, lock the creature in the tile room. It has water, it has access to fresh air, it will be fine. Through the door lock, you see it sitting on the ceramic chair, scratching its head, wondering what about just happened. With a trained eye, you capture its shape and begin to copy it. So now we are the old woman. While you are here, you might as well take a look around. This way you can expand your knowledge about the Techlings. There are puzzling objects all around you. In one corner there is a cabinet-like structure with a swing element that serves no discernible purpose. Next to it, in the cabinet, there are some box-like objects lined up in vertical. An adjacent room seems to be a kind of pantry, where food production equipment can also be found. The boxy thing, the pantry, let's go to the antenna. Now, the cabinet-like construction. It's a large construction made of wood and glass. Clearly visible is a pendulum that swings steady from side to side. Above the pendulum is a round element with two ends pointed to some of 12 numerical signs. A kind of ticking sound can be heard from inside. Ask, what do you think of this design? Possibly a monitoring station that checks the vital functions. Maybe it's record the weather condition or toxic gas. I thought so too, but then the panel doesn't make sense. Is it perhaps a meditation aid to setting another state of mind? The display can then tell if you have reached the target or not. A plausible theory. Okay, explore the apartment. The pantry. There appears to be a kitchen, although you don't recognize any of the equipment as a stand food synthesizer. Ask, what is this device for? Apparently to reheat shielded food? And this carbon here, I think is used to cool down heated foods. Now the boxy things. You go to the shelf with the boxy objects and pull one of them out. In history class you were once told about arcade objects called books. Perhaps this is something similar. You are looking at the cover of the object. You can see two Terrorlings embrace, one of them bent back with eyes closed. The other one holds the first one in its arms and seems to attack the neck of the other one with its mouth. Flower petals surround the two, and in the background a planet or moon is rising. You are presumed its self-defense strategy manual. Oh, very good. With this example of local writing, your ass can start a comparative text analysis. Please wait. A display appears before your eyes and replaces strange symbols with familiar writing. Bad weather of sexuality? The title in the original means Storm of Desire. Okay, so now we can only go to the antenna. Alright, the antenna doesn't hijack itself. In your first terror in disguise, you head out onto the streets. Okay, so we are learning more. That was good. Granny Adelheid is what is our name now. In 500 Corpel, you will have reached your destination. As expert announced in your ear, 2 feet from walking object not enough, especially with this kind of gravity. How do these terrorists manage? They toy with the idea of turning back into cats just to move forward a little easy, but quickly dismiss this. You can see the antenna. The antenna from which you must send a message to hail a rescue ship and which you have to convert first, all without being seen by the locals. In front of it you see a large square with a fountain, a few trees and some kind of pole. On the square are several small impromptu booths and dozens maybe more of happy Terrorlings with nothing better to do than stroll among the colorful huts, chatting, loitering and generally being wide waiters to everything you need to do at the antenna. You get a little sick with frights. Why didn't you notice this boop before? The shattering in that strange Terrorling language, the calls of Adelheid, the sounds of the rides, the sound of Adelheid, a kind of brass band, and of course Adelheid. Something wraps around your arm. Defend yourself, turn around. Yeah, we're not gonna run or fight because we don't know what's happening. You turn to the creature that grabbed you by the arm. You are faced with a Terrorling of similar build to yours. White hair, flowing robe, surprising wrinkle, baring its teeth. Maybe to bite you in the face, who knows? Adelheid, have you gone deaf in your old age? That would be bad news for the church choir. For a brief, hopefully moment, you think this interaction is far from it. The Technic looks at you intently. Adelheid, is everything alright with you? You seem strange. There's nothing wrong with me. What's being celebrated here? I'm looking for spare parts. No, there's nothing wrong with me. You can make out deep concern in the voice. Is everything really okay with you? You seem strange. Oh, don't worry, I'm fine. What's your face? Obviously telling us familiar with the Adelheid you are imitating. Ahead of you lies a challenge as old as social interaction itself. How do you tactically learn the name of someone whose name you should actually know? More advanced galactic civilization have found two ways around this embarrassment. Digital name tags permanently superimposed on the interculture's occulture implants and ritual suicide. Neither of those are an option for you right now. The terrorist stares at you, its smile more forced with each passing moment. Adelheid, don't you know who I am? No, I mean, yes, absolutely, but do you know who you are? Why would I forget that? If you are so sure, what's your name? The Techling is visibly confused. Adelheid, we have known each other since your 12th birthday. Don't go senile on me in your old age. My name is not senile. My name is Edelweb. Oh no, Adelheid. Adelheid, that's what I meant. But who are you? Rosalind. My name is Rosalind. Correct, you passed the test, Rosalind. Well done. The Techling is trying to keep a conversation going with you. Once we celebrate, I'm looking for spare parts. So, what are you doing here? I thought you didn't fancy coming to the fete. Maybe you can take advantage of this chance meeting. I still have no interest in participating in this celebration. Unfortunately, some of the devices in my residential unit have failed. I need spare parts. Fellow citizen, can you help me finish my errands? Oh, I'm all thumbs when it comes to handiwork. Fritz always did that for me, but since he's gone, it all become rather more difficult. You know how it is. I always call my little Joseph, but he doesn't always have time either. If there's something wrong with your microwave, I'll be happy to ask my daughter. She's good with computers, she got my remote control working again, but she doesn't want to get married. I always say to her, Terry seems to have entered a trance state, which manifests in an unrestrained flow of speech. Maybe you can escape or not. Now keep listening. I always say to her, Lisa, I say you have to find a man and get married, as she says she will get married, but not to a man. And they always say yes, but to do what then? A rubber tree? And she then says, you know, Enika, my roommate, and I say, what does that to do with anything? Enika also needs a man in their life, then she can finally move out to Lisa's place. And then Lisa always says that she has to hang up now because she has so much to do. You know, even if I don't really understand what she's doing, I know that it has to do with tourism, because she always talks about a place where people go on trekking tours, what's called again, I'll remember it in a moment. Ah yes, Star Trekker. And she has form, and I say, like the form in Rome, does that even fit in your part? And she say, no, I can't explain that to you now. And I say, yes, what are you doing in this forum? And she says that she writes texts. Something called slush fiction. I know slushy, that's the blue ice cream that you can buy at Udo's gas station, you know. And then I ask her how you make money when you write about blue ice cream for people who go trekking, and she says, well, you have to make it a little hot, but I think then the ice melts. And she says in the forum there is also a lot of cosplay, and I found that interesting because those people are also on the radio with this one song. I don't recall the name now, you know, me and popular music, haha. And then Lisa sighs and says that she will explain it to me another time, and that she now really realized to gang up because Anika wants to go to bed. And then the terrorist doesn't seem to have any interesting information for you. Maybe you can escape unnoticed? You hope to perhaps use the situation to make your escape, but just as you try to escape, the terrorist attention snaps back to you. But I'm talking to myself the whole time, and actually you want to tell something? Okay, what is being celebrated here? Fine, maybe you can at least get some information. If you know why the Techlings are gathering here, it may help you disperse them later. What exactly is being celebrated here? Oh, the maid decided to throw a little party for the dedication of the radio antenna. Something to do with phone calls and computers, but don't ask me that. What? My daughter said you can make Instagrams here with the antenna, but I don't think much of those ready-made products. I always prefer to cook my own soups. It tastes much better than this instant stuff. That wasn't the insight you were hoping for. I have to go now. Hopefully you can finally get out of this conversation. It was pleasant to exchange trivial information, fellow citizen, and our relationship has improved significantly as a result. Nevertheless, I must go now. The white-haired Terling looked at the device attached to its wrist. Oh, you are right, our short practice is about to start. Play along, of course. Right now, you don't see a way to get out of Incospspace. It is probably best to continue playing your role as Adelaide until you find an opportunity to escape or shapeshift. You are very comfortable with this. You accompany the white-haired Terling to the edge of the village square, where you caught a tall Terling dressed in black. So a priest. We find a priest. Good morning, father. What are you doing here? Good morning, Rosaline. At the height, the Terling nods to you and your companion. I had a conversation with our mayor regarding crucifix at bus stops. We agree on the matter, but have not yet been able to agree on the exact number. How nice. Do you want to walk us to church? With pleasure, ladies, with pleasure. So we found a priest. So now we go for the church. But we got some information about the daughter of that Rosalind, that knows a lot of computers. So that can be a good hint for us. The Terlings exploit your greatest weakness, social pressure from stage, to bring you to their place of worship. You really should know you have to get out of here, otherwise you'll be stuck on this planet forever. You try desperately to think of an excuse when an unusual building comes into view. The Shrine of Terra is a large structure with a tall tower. Covered in copper, richly decorated, and its top is finished up with a string symbol that happens to look exactly the letter Schmorf in your alphabet. Unfortunately, you have no time to appreciate this feat of architecture, which you deem impressive for some such primitive beings. Your eyes, however, seems to be very enthusiastic about this construction. Commander, it's perhaps a bit risky, but all is not lost yet. We can use this situation to our advantage. The Terlings, whose names seem to be Rosalind and Priest, make their way to the church. You briefly confer with S. What do you notice? Or should I make a run for it and go to the antenna? On the contrary, Commander. This building is made mostly of conductive materials. It has the perfect shape and is oriented at the just right angle. We could turn into a giant antenna. We just need to get all the terrorists out of the building. Okay. Discuss with us beforehand. You are a little confused. Are you sure you can improvise an antenna using this place of worship? Oh, absolutely. See, the quantum entanglement of the subspace vector of this tin and lead alloy. Your eyes glaze over before us as finished sentence. You came, Commander, to shoot, blast, and sleep with odd aliens. Regardless of how little success you had with those goals, what you did not sign up were impromptu engineering lectures. Just tell them what to do, you interrupt us after a short while. You need access to the top of the tower, okay? And undisturbed working time for a few minutes. We also need some more metal tubes. And how do I get these locals to leave me alone in their temple with their cult objects? I will leave that to you and your creativity, Commander. Of course. Well, it's like the design, like, yes, this design is small, but it's very good, the design, in here too, I like it. But the problem is, like, it's small. You enter the temple through the large and heavy front door. The room is impressive, all filled with wooden bench facing a stage stretched out in front of you. The benches are very plain and seem quite uncomfortable, of course, and contrast dramatically with the wall decorations. It seems as if every square inch of the inner wall is crammed with paintings, sculptures, cult objects, and ornaments. You can spot the Schmorf letter in lots of places all around you. Priest and Rosalind have gone ahead and are standing near a small group of other Techlings. You think that suddenly a strange sound emanates from somewhere inside the building. You look around and spot a row of long metal pipes at the opposite end of the room. That's just what we need, Commander, as whispers. Here I highlight some tubes on your ocular display. Look at the wall decoration, look at metal tubes, go to tailings. Look at wall decorations. The walls are covered with reliefs, statues, and paintings. The subjects are all Terralings, but in unfamiliar clothing. A large Terraling statue is holding a Terraling cube in its arms. A row of gilded rays protrude from the top of the skull of the tall figure and that of the cow, perhaps a primitive form of brain surgery, or is supposed to represent a mat of lightning. Many of the tailings in the paintings in this place have this light source of indescribable origin behind their heads. In the center of the room is a very large morph, comparable to the one on the spire, except that the tailing has been nailed to this one, that is Christ. Or Jesus, if you want to say it. Or more precise, the starch of a tailing. In general, the preoccupation with mutilated tailings is somewhat worrying. Another central motive is the depiction of tailings with a mutation of white wings. It's all extremely confusing because like Jesus and the angels that they sing. Okay, look at metal tubes. These metal tubes fascinate you. The sounds are completely alien, unlike anything you have ever heard. At the bottom of the tubes there is a link who sits at a kind of keyboard, so a piano that we are seeing. It's an instrument. You assume that tailings won't just let you cannibalize this device. Okay, so we want the tubes from the piano. Okay, so the tailings at the other end of the hall begin to look over at you. Time to join the group. Commander, please let me know what your next plan is so that your ass can support you in the best way possible. Plan, sure, plan. Can we take out tailings one by one? Can we get tailings to worship me? No, it's like to worship me is like we have an old lady, so we need to transform into a priest. Is what it is. So I think, let's say, can we get tailings to worship me? These beings seem to believe in supernatural powers then. They have built a whole building based on the premise, so I would say that's safe to assume. Good. I will present myself to them as a supernatural being, impress them with my shapeshift abilities, and technically know how and make them worship me as deity. After that, we'll have complete control over the building. On my signal, be ready to do a few miracles for this savage. As takes a long pause. When it asks its voice, hesitate. Commander, have we really sufficiently explored all the alternatives to this plan because your ass believes this course of action involves many steps that require meticulous planning, otherwise it could be extremely dangerous. Hello fellow tyrants, you greet the crowd. Damn, it was a bad choice, because I thought you will like say transform into the priests, but no. Hello Adelaide, one of the other tyrants greets you. Everyone here has grey or white hair and is very wrinkled. You realize how different they are from the image of Terralings on the walls. Unsure about how to address them, you simply nod in the round. Terraling called priest stops his conversation and stands in front of the whole group. Now that we are ready, let's start choir practice. Unless, he adds with a grin, anyone has objections, then speak now or forever hold your peace. Muffled laugh goes through the group with scatter exclamations of "Oh Reverend," hilarious as always. You must have missed a side joke. I don't feel very well. I'm your new god. Start practice. Start practice. Let's go. The links line up information and you join him. You are not really sure what's supposed to happen next. Commander, are you aware that we are working with a very narrow time window? Whatever you are planning, please start soon. She'll ask. I'm still waiting for the right moment. Priest now stands in front of the formation and stretches his arms towards you. Ladies, as you know, today is our last opportunity to put some finishing touch on our performance before the competition tomorrow. We begin with Alleluia, Hosanna, Ura, and 1 and a 2, and all the terrorists around you start singing at the same time and in unison. You are so surprised that you flinch for a brief moment. You quickly try to imitate the mouth movements of the others. Since you don't know the lyrics, you improvise and sing an internet love ballad, the advertised jingle of Quasar Corp's breakfast school, the Traxian national anthem. Internet love ballads. I just can't get your slimy lamellas out of my head. Yeah. Your pulsating thrashes make my antenna tremble. Yeah. Oh, let's do the Tentacleando and sports with flow, if you know what I mean. You are my wagga baby. Yeah. And I follow you all the way to form a halt. This was just a hit at the Eridian Vision Song Contest in last cycle. The lyrics are much catchier in your native language, of course. With a wave of his hand, Priest asked Terralings to be silent. Hold on, Pause for a second. I'm afraid a cat has snuck into the church, and from the sound of it, it's dying. Let me take a quick look at where the poor animal might be. That wasn't a cat, Reverend, interjects Rosalie. That was Adelheid. Everyone looks at you. Whoa, Rosalie, what a great friend you are, you think to yourself. Is that true, Adelheid? Priest looks worried. Our choir needs you tomorrow. Is there a problem? Is there anything you need to get off your chest? Talk to Priest alone. Not bad idea. Yes, could we talk in private? Priest nods slowly. Of course. Follow me, my child, and I will listen to you, to what you have to confess. As a choir group quick falls into a busy shut, you follow Priest to two small wooden blocks at the side of the room. Wordless, the telling points to one of the cubicles, and while he goes into the other one, you enter. The space is small and stuffy, a small flap opens, and Priest appears behind a small window. Now, my daughter, what sins would you like to confess? Take out Priest, I am agent of fire, with a blast, meet your maker. Take out Priest, I am an agent of higher powers, with blaster, meet your maker. What? With blaster? Now, take out Priest. No weakness, excellent. Priest, I'm trouble. Maybe I can sing again when I have answers to my question? Priest can hardly suppress the boredom in his voice. What question do you have? I've been wondering, how long does it take for a local security force to respond to an emergency call? And where could I trap a telling of either size without other telling noticing? Elegant dawn, Commander, your ass whispers. Oh, you think? No, apparently my sarcasm subroutines got damaged in the crash. Please look at your irritation. What's wrong with you today, Adelaide? Chin hook, tentacle attack. Tentacle attack because maybe can pass through the holes because it's like they were confessing there is that window. Maybe tentacle can because shin hook.
But the tentacle can be stuck.
Can be stuck too. Shin hook will be like this, so we can't reach. But it's like tentacle attack. Maybe it will like try to suffocate and like could pass the tentacle and took a knock. Shin hook. You form a hard armor over your fist and then you punch the thin hood gate between your shots and your fist. It's pressed hard under the shin. The tray passes out before it reaches the ground. You wiggle your way to the other booth and start to imitate the priest. When you are done, try to tie him up with some strip of cloth torn from his clothes. A few minutes after your attack, you leave the wooden cabin now in the shape of priest. Now all you have to do is throw the choir out of the church and disassemble the organ. Nice. Now you are the priest. Good job. With a firm step you walk towards the gathered group. Dear fellow terrorists, unfortunately I have to cancel the chlorine trial today for complete earth-space reasons. Please, leave the pool immediately. Hallelujah and amen. You earn your confused stares. Really? But why? Tomorrow is the big competition and we really need to practice. The choir is the only reason I'm still in this silly club. If you cancel it, I'll convert the Buddhists for good. And still complaints come your way. None of terrorists make their way to the exit. This situation cries out for confidence and bold-faced lies. The reason we can't rehearse now, unfortunately, is gas leak that I want to take you all out for dessert. A gas leak? I think they won't believe a gas leak because smell, right? Gas has smell. You can smell. So I think I'm gonna say dessert. That is, let's go out. Let's go for a restaurant. Scientists have found that reward works better than actual practice. That's why I will invite you out to delicious sweetened food rations. Now, we all need to go to the market square now. You stare into a row of stern face. Reverend, with all due respect, that's the biggest nonsense I've ever heard one time begins. Double rage for everyone except that one. You point to the sad native. The terrorists begin to leave the church and keep shaking their heads. Are you coming with us, Father? You go ahead, I'll be with you in a minute. Just a moment, please. We have at the last terry goodbye as the church gate closed behind him. Then you turn to the instrument. The derailing operator has to be shooed out of the temple along with the rest, so you have free access. Alright, Commander, we need a few of these tubes to make a bridge of conductive material between the top of the tower and the rest of the roof. Please detach the following tubes from the instrument for further use. As highlights the appropriate parts on your display, you form a series of tentacles which you remove the components from the instrument. You swing the tools of your back and form a series of extra legs to support the weight. And at that very moment the door of church opens. Two tailors in blue uniform enter the building together with Rosalind. Heather, are you here? We receive a few concerned calls and want to make sure you are okay. The sight leaves Terry speechless. You briefly consider your options, then you simply start running. Carried by 7 legs, you run up the stairs of the tower. Behind you, you can hear frantic screams from the Terrelings that are now pursuing you. You run up the winding staircase. The effort of climbing the tower makes it impossible for you to maintain priest's form. So, you arrive at the top, complete out of breath, and fall back into the standard form. A swarm of grey feathered creatures flutter away from you in panic. Okay, so it wasn't bad choice because they came back to the church. So maybe gas leak would be the best. Like, maybe not. The spy is a very small room dominated by a bell hanging from the ceiling. Barricade trapdoor, start pulling transmitter. No, barricade first. You can already hear Terrelings out the other side of the trapdoor. You look around for anything you can use to block access. The bell looks heavy and it's attached only with a rope. Without this stage, you turn the tentacle into a claw and cut the rope. Hereupon, the bell falls onto the arch, while knocking can be heard underneath the bell. Alright, Command, next you need to ram this metal tube in here and make a connection between the metal parts. Screeching tires and sirens can be heard outside the church. Seems as if the local security force have been alerted. You follow as instructed as quickly as you can. Outside on the church yard, a barrage of security force seem to have assembled. Now for the final step, take my communicator and install it at the highest point of the tower. I can then immediately set off the distress signal. Probably you swing out of the tower window and climb upwards. From below you hear calls from the Terrelings. That's it, the creature, shoot it! Shoot it, for God's sake. Form armor around yourself, move to the far side of the tower. Form armor. You form armor on your backside and not a moment too soon. Below you, you hear the popping sounds from the Terreling weapons, bullets. Somebody shoot at you. You can feel lots of tiny stabs hit your back. You should really reinforce your armor, but frankly, you have no strength left. With the courage of the space, you climb the last feet to the top of the tower. Once there, you pull AS communicator out of your body and place it on the highest point of the construct. You can't hear what Terrelings are shouting, but doesn't matter anymore. A greenish glow starts to spread from AS communicator. The glow envelops the Smurf at the highest point of the tower. It creeps slowly at first, then fast and fast over the entire top of the tower, then the entire roof. Every metal part of the church now shines in this green unreal light. The gunfire has stopped. Below you hear the panic and confused cries of the Terrelings. Then suddenly out the light erupts from the top of the tower and shoots into the sky like a spearhead. Your mess has been sent, and for the first time since the crash you allow yourself to breathe a sigh of relief. First contact is unavoidable now. For better or worse, the inhabitants of this world will soon learn that they are not alone in the universe. Surrounded by galactic powers with barely comprehensive technology, unthinkable ideas, and solar system full of resources, how do you think the Terrelings will react to this knowledge? And how will the galactic power react to this small planet and its inhabitants? You think back on few experiences you were able to have with the Terrelings. What will you say about them after you've been rescued? They are beasts, they are superstitious primitives, they could still need time to develop. It's like they are not aggressive, because only when they see danger is when they attack. They are superstitious primitives. I think about that superstition because like you only went to the church, right? So you see that they believe in like angels, right? Gods. So I can understand that their culture still needs time to develop. This is what I don't understand. Their culture still needs time to develop. What they want mean with that?
The culture of the people.
But how, like their culture is like because we didn't saw everything, so we don't know everything. This is what now I don't know if I should. They are superstitious primitives. Their culture still needs time to develop. What do you say about them after you have been rescued?
The culture this time to develop.
This? Well, I say to choose this. Okay, let's go for this. You have no idea what to make of the odd condition on the planet Terra. You can't go wrong with let's check back in a few hundred cycles case note. That's all you can and are willing to do for now. Suddenly you hear a deafening rumble of thunder and the sky above you darkens. You look up. Above you, a Space Guard rescue ship hangs in the sky in much the same way that bricks don't. Below you, the cries of the Terralings turn crazy, but you finally feel calm. That was quicker than you had anticipated. A golden beam of light shoots out from the set of the ship and surrounds you. You are gently lifted by the tractor beam and pulled upwards. Because like they are superstitious, right? Because there are some people that believe in God like that. Breaking news. In no time at all, thanks to the freshly installed internet antenna, pictures of your rescue spread across all platforms. So this wasn't like a good ending because people saw us. Saw days life. Anytime you want to, was able to see the glowing church above with a rescue ship appearing out of nowhere, pull a person up into the sky. Tweet. Checkmate atheist. Oh my god, lol. The end is near, about time. The people official web account responded immediately. A golden carriage as described in the good book. Aside from our Lord, angel emoji. Checkmate cry with loud interest. So this talk about the Twitch. Cry with loud emoji. Bless the canonization of the local priest at the height. The entire church choir and some passers-by have already been announced. The canonization of the local priest at the height, the entire church choir and some passers-by have already been announced. Putting image like the Rosaline, like priest, the price. Look at this, the image of the spaceship, 49 heroes. Oh my god, try to make money. With a few weeks, Hunter Interobesbach transformed into a buzzing place of pilgrimage. Like people only want to try to buy things because there was like showing days life on space. The Union of Civilized Intelligence saw no way to sweep this incident under the rug and therefore decided to launch the appropriate first contact protocols. Since you already know the language and culture of the natives, but also as a punishment for your incredible screw up, you were appointed as a special ambassador for the planet Earth. It was easy to understand that it was planet Earth. You are currently on your way to make an official address to the United Nations. You curse to yourself, seem like you won't be getting rid of this planet so quick after all. Because we did bad, so we now are the ambassadors of planet Earth. So we got the ending number 10, heavily assistance. Damn it. This was the ending number 10. But what you could do different? I think I got a load chapter only to see if I say gas leak. Let me see only the load where it is. Yeah, it's on church, okay. Okay, this same, you can pass this. This is a good thing that you can load. Of course you can say, oh, but it's only that chapter. Yes, because they want is to see if you can change stuff in here. Okay, we do this. That is telling there is something in there that you can take. Okay, look at the decoration wall, because these like superstitions, right? Because like they believe in angels, they believe in Jesus, right? So it's always like that. So the other time I say this, can we get terrorists to worship me? I'm gonna say, can we take out terrorists one by one? Somehow we have to take out terrorists so we can gain control of the building. Understood. We are close to terrorist settlement. Local security force could arrive within a very short time. There you go. In here it says security force could arrive very short time. Your ass suggests proceeding as inconspicuous as possible. Okay, fine. Hello Adelaide. Okay, so these start to sing. I'll say so. I say start price. I'm gonna say I don't feel very well. You don't want to chloride right now or whatever these people are up to. Unfortunately, we can't start rehearsals. I'm not feeling too well. Skeptical looks from all sides. I'm sorry to hear that. Do you want to sit down for a bit, or do you want to talk about something? Priest offers. You immediately recognize an opportunity to isolate Priest from the other terrorlings. Not a bad idea, so this same... so... It's like I'm an agent of high powers. What this means? I'm an agent of high powers. We've blasted Meteor Maker. This is what I said. I'm an agent of high powers. Let's see this. I have a confession to make, Priest. You see, I represent high powers. I don't understand what you mean, Adelheid. I have unlimited power, things you mortals can't even dream of. I can slay each of you worms with light and burn you with hellfire. Ha 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 ha. Are you feeling unwell? Have you had enough to drink today and taken all your medications? Keep doubting on Earth even. I will prove it to you. I will prove it to all of you. With these words, you run out of wooden blocks back to the rest of terrorists to convince them of your divinity. There is no more time for caution or subtlety. Besides, even as larvae, you dream of being worshipped as deity by primitives. Time to finally make this dream come true. I want to ask for a moment of your attention. You begin in a firm voice. The eyes of everyone presented are fixed on you. The church goes quiet. You clear your throats. Show off your current power of transformation. Perform impossible movements. Okay, some miracles or transformation. A physical transformation should convince the barbarians of your divinity. You let yourself be inspired by the image of the winged terrorlings on the wall. Your face contorts with the effort, but you sprout 2 wings between your shoulders blades. At first they are small, but in no time they grow into huge impressive wings. Unfortunately, you can't make out exactly what the wings of terrorling mutants on the wall are made of, so you just leave them covered with leathery skin. That's most straightforward. You stretch them out to the either side of your terrorling body to show them off. Oops, it's a bit tricky to keep the balance with them. To avoid embarrassing yourself in front of your future followers by falling down, you also form a tail to support yourself, as well as 2 magnificent horns as counterbalance on your heads. All around you, you see stunned face. You certainly impress these barbarians. With a firm voice, you call out, "Tremble, mortal ones! Tremble and worship me! I am your new god!" And I admired, before you can finish the sentence, a torrent of water hits you in the face. Some of it must have got into your eyes because you feel a sharp pain immediately. Ow! Why does it burn? You get down on your knees. In the name of Jesus Christ, go back, Satan. Look at that. It's like the images are very well made. Like they change. That's a thumbs up. That's. Go back, Satan. The priest standing over you with wooden schmoof shouting at you. Rosalind, more holy water, quickly! And you demon, go back. Leave the body of this servant of God and go back to hell from which you came. I know in nomine patri filii et spiritus sancti. Defend yourself. Ah, that's not what you plan. Half blind, you form a few claws and lash it in the face. I'm not a demon. I'm your new god. Worship me, or my wrath will be an load of holy what eats you. This time right in your open mouth. Airline sends off in your display. Attention commando. Their vital states are critical. You are having a violent alleged reaction to the what of terrorlings. Oh shit. The rest of us warning is drowned out by the sound of unrestrained vomiting. Everything you have ingested in the last quart is catapulted out of you in a mighty gush of green slime. At least the terrorists don't go back away from you. You are sort of beyond caring now. Which tube do I need? As you shout. As I light the required parts. Go back, demon, go back. Not like that. Wait, demon. Priest doesn't take up pursuit. The pale terroring at the instrument fades when it sees you rushing up, but you pay it no further attention. With great effort, you rip the required pipes from the socket, put them on the arm, or burst through the richly decorated window. And then strike up the outer wall of the church with your car. How it wants to get in the tower. Jose calls out behind you. Quick, Reverend. Great God, what sin did we commit to deserve this? We shouldn't have never allowed our youth group to do this hip-hop workshop. I knew it. The effort of climbing the tower makes it impossible for you to maintain a life form. So you arrive top complete out of breath. Same thing. So let's try to start building. There's no time to worry about this pursuing you. We need to make a connection between the metal spire and the rest of the roof so the whole building can be used as an amplifier. Ask you instructions to do it. You follow as instructions as quick you can outside search your barrack. Now for take my communicate is same. Move to the far side of the tower. You swing to the far side of the tower away from terrorists are front, climb the last few feet to the top. These safe gunshot speaks for themselves. Some of the bullets graze you despite your cover and feel sharp pains pulsing through you. You cling to the top of the tower with all your might. A green scroll starts, communicator, okay, this same, stop it. Okay, this same. They say they are superstitious primitives. Tricky. Yes, they are superstitious primitives on one hand. On the other hand, they seem to have made great progress in specific areas of their culture. It's complicated. Even before you go to the med station, you also need to jot down a few thoughts about your experience here. Otherwise, you won't be able to make sense of this confusing culture later. Suddenly, you hear the deafening rumble of thunder and the sky above you. Dark looks up above Space Guard. This say then, okay. But it's the same as the other. Yeah. It's gonna be the same ending. Because it's like they see us. Is what it is, like they see us. Like a demon, yeah. They still see us, our form, so we need to get the priest. That's easy to understand. Because we need to take out everyone from there. Okay, look at walls. Look at metal tubes. Okay. We're gonna say this. Because like us says, that is the best way to do it. I don't feel very well because we don't want to start practice, because if we try to practice they see that we don't know to sing that music, so it's better this. I want to see this with Blast Meteor Maker. The priest doesn't look right at you but stares at his lap. He seems bored. You take the opportunity to copy his form well and light. What bothers you? Is murder a sin? Again? The healing star turns to face you, only to stare into his own likeness. In that mode, you pull the trigger. The car is bathed in green light for a brief moment before the only you left. You and a burn hole in the wooden lattice between you, and one in the wood wall behind the priest. Whoa, this stuff catches fire very quickly. Short after your attack, you leave the wooden car in the form of priest, hoping that the smell of burnt wood and vaporized tackling won't be noticed in this huge room. Now all you have to do is fold the choir out of the church and disassemble the organ. Okay, so we are the priests. This say now. So now because they smell, because we fire, gas leak. Before this religious establishment will have to close for the day due to a gas leak, please order us again soon. Our firefighters are around, so your light is paused. That's something. With a worried look, the detective march past you to the exit. Rosalie turns to you. What about Adelaide? Is she outside yet? Yes, Adelaide is safe. Please move along. What about you, father? Are you not coming? I need to make sure the gas doesn't attack our beautiful winged tacklings. You point at one of the mutants' picture. But don't worry, divine powers will protect me. But only me, not you. Now get out. Rosalie just the others. Okay, this same. Tubes and that. Have, are you here? We receive a few concern calls. Yeah, it's same. Barricade. Yeah, it's same. They are aggressive. Right, for a few moments you had forgot that they were shooting you, and they weren't even using laser blasts or planted kill cards, but tiny little metal sprints that they instantly pelted into your armor. You can't wait to get yourself into healing shape. As soon as you are back, you will write a report that will make it crystal clear to the rest of class what they are dealing with on planet Terra. You'll make sure that these oversized bacteria learn their place. Son, you hear the same now. So there is no way to change the setting. The same. So there is no way to change, right? It's like you can see the order, right? But nothing change. So what I'm sick. Punishment. Yeah. Yeah, it's like I think there is no way to change because you need to do something else, like in the previous chapters, is what you need to do. But I can try one more thing. I'm gonna try one more thing, saying that we are the new gods. Okay, this same and the church. The same. This we know. This always same. Like you watch, right? This. The priests. This. I'm your new god. I gotta say this. There is no time for chaos or subtle. Besides, even as live, we dream of being worshipped as dated by primitives. Time to finally make this dream come true. As I ask for a moment of your attention. You begin in a firm voice. Okay. Amaze them with technology. It's like we know now that showing this they will throw us water. Amaze them with technology. You get out your blast and hold it to the air in dramatic gesture. You press the button for demo mode, where all the lights on the device flash simultaneously. You underscore the performance with an outdraw oh-ho sound. The tackling are not impressed on the contrary. Are you okay? As I'm losing them, you murmur. Do something. Roger that, Commander. Take direct control of your blaster. A massive blind green beam shoots out of your hands without warning and hits a large metal sculpture symbolizing a tail-link nailed to a wooden frame. With milliseconds, the statue begins to glow red and liquefy. A small white text appears in your field of view. Thank you for using your Quasar Corp 40k gigakill blaster. Unfortunately, the power cell has overheated. Please not use your blast for next 10 minutes to rule out nuclear fusion. Thank you. Doesn't matter, the reference should be sufficiently impressive. Face, got 10 mortal ones, burn, okay, same. They throw us water. Run. That's not what you planned. No, listen, I'm not a demon, this same. Yeah, this same. Damn. Nothing changed. So maybe singing. No, but when we sing, then we go for with the priest, and we need to do something with the priests. Maybe I want to see one more thing more. This gonna lead to I like they give the opportunity to load the chapter because maybe there is a way to change this ending in here, right? Because you can do always these previous chapters to select where you want to change the chapters, right? To change the choice that you did. You can do that too. But I want to see one thing. Enter church. Go to their links. One by one. Okay. Start prats. The tracks the national anthem. Algori, okay, this is like saying to be silent. Ask us for help. Quietly you easy to communicate us. Why don't you use modulation? We are busted now. Since third we can acquire artificial intelligence are no longer allowed to use voice modulation during singing situations. But don't worry, command. Your ask can still turn the situation around in your favor. Just repeat after me. Over your display, ask shows you some text. I was speaking voice. The Holy Spirit has entered me and made his power known. That didn't quite have impact. You had opened. Everyone stares at you in confusion. Interesting, the ass tries to change our voice, but it's too late because we already sing it. Interesting. Yeah, because in here is the same thing then. Yeah, that is the same thing always. Because you saw that appear that you can change our voice, but why those because we sing in first immediately. There is no way to change then. Interesting. So you need to go to previous chapters to change. Of course, they let you to load chapter in here, right? Because if you want to see others, to try to see the gas leak like that, I want to see one more thing. Because we didn't sing the other that how it was called at the church. Aren't we fast? Why not try everything, right? Because we don't want this, because that's not the best thing that we want. That's easy. We didn't try this, that's why it's jingle. Yeah, it's same, okay. Yeah, doesn't work, okay. I was trying to see if the jingle could work, but doesn't work. So you need to go to previous chapters to change. Okay. So this is the ending number 10. No? This is the end number 10, that they see there is more life than human life. So I want to lower it. I want to only to see if I can find other ending, because it's not like a lot of hours the game. The church, no. Granny, enter village. Enter village. I want to see what it is. The enter village. Okay, it's when we are the cat. Okay. Analyze the colony. You find you get first aid patch of terror, jump of small box shaped house. Okay, letter wires. You find the whole thing confusing, that I said the other time. Consider the options to study the terror links. Jump out of the way. You think you jump outside, your body does the rest of your legs stretch. For some sake, your body looks nothing like the cat, but you don't care, dive plants. Okay. And now we approach Worsley. You approach the group of cats. The creatures back away from you, but maintaining eye contact. There is definitely tension. Suddenly, as if at silent signal, they all take flight. Okay, they run always. So the cats always run. Let's say I don't know. Okay, you are expected to respond. Don't mess this up. If you can't handle social situations like a simple question, your whole cover will blow up in your face. You clear your throat. I don't know what's going on with the other kitties either. I translate to Terra language as you speak, with a synthesized voice based on sound samples from the creature. You count the part freeze, the facial expression of the being, which up until now had been produced in Terra version of a smile goes slack. It's out if all the responsibilities are teleported out of the body at the same time. Rosy color leaves the skin completely, making way for what you think is much healthy looking, chalky pale complexion. Nothing happens for a few seconds, you are now riddled with doubts. Could you possibly have made some kind of social faux pas? Then the creature begins to scream a long shrill squeal. With a milliseconds delay, as Alpha starts sending simultaneous charges into your ear. Ah, my heart! The scream ends up just about as it began. The creature grabs its chest and falls backwards into its hole. Starts for a few minutes to sit perplexed. Asks, how do you analyze the situation? A panic rash command. The creature is probably playing dead to confuse predators. I get that, but what triggered it? Did I do something wrong? Your eyes investigates possible source of terror. Most like answer. The creature knows as a kitty cannot communicate with terrorings and no response what was expected. But clearly addressed me, didn't it? Who talks to another being with when you don't expect an answer from it? Most likely answer. Cultural norms on mental instability. Not enough that for more detailed analysis. Very social, what now? Analyze the creature in more detail. See if the creature needs help. Get out of here. Get out of here. Time to leave before anyone can respond to his scream. You leave the car and run back to the town entrance. You wonder if you should look for another talent to study when Ash speaks up. Come on, I want to remind you that we are working urgently. Okay. So now we are not the old woman. So meaning that going to the church not gonna happen. Meet the twins. Okay, here it goes. Something new. In order to leave this planet, you need to first get to the antenna alive. So far you are doing badly. On all other worlds, it takes about 10 to 20 generations between the development of motorized vehicles and good drivers. The races are, by your estimate, still 19 generations away from this crucial cultural achievement. As if to confirm this, a terrorist vehicle misses you by a tentacle with blow a cloud of exhaust fumes into your face. You quickly leave the main road and turn onto a quiet side street. Here there are no terrorists about to accidentally run over you cat farm with their musk power vehicles. You can even admire the simple house built of wood and natural store for a quiet moment. As starts giving you instructions. Turn right here please, in 200 corporal spear left, please turn around. You are confused. As, did you get me into a dead end? The terrorist actually is more confused than I had anticipated. There doesn't seem to be a single straight road in this place, and I've lost visual contact with the antenna. As he meets an embarrassed peep, you are lost, no worse, you get me lost. Okay, what do you know? Now, let's say this. Stay pause. Okay, what do you know now? As usually, Monot's voice seems to take on a happy inflection, but maybe you are just imagining it. Well, Commander, you could climb up on one of the rooftops to reestablish visual contact. Your platform walks around in a circle, the walls of the house seem horribly steep. Should you risk changing your form? Then there is a rustling sound behind you. You turn around. The twins. There you go. To your great surprise, you find yourself facing two terrorblings blocking the exit of the cul-de-sac. In the last half hour, you will only see a tentacle full of terrorblings. They all kind of look the same out to you. But the two facing you now seem to be indebted to each other. You wonder how widespread the use of cloning in this society. Your ability to sense nature, which you have developed through years of training as a field researcher, kicks in. As you try to move past terrorists out of the alley, they block your way. You realize these creatures have sinister intentions. Look, Willie, another customer for our hair salon. I believe you are right, Peter. It really looks like it needs a haircut, and not just the tips. Yeah, it looks like it needs a whole new hairstyle, and a dye. You have no idea what these terrorists are talking about, but you already don't like it. A wicked laugh spreads across the creature's face as they grab you by the back of your neck and really yank you off the ground. A firm hand grabs you by the neck for you helps it dangle in the air. Ask for help. Panicky but quiet enough not to be heard by the talents, you whisper to the internal communicate. Ask, what is happening to me? Why I can't move? There appears to be a structural weakness in your current form, Commander. That if you have a cat, if you pick the cats from the neck, they don't move, they stay like stopped. The way your internal nerves are distributed right now, you experience total loss of control as soon as someone lifts you up by the scruff of your neck. Of course, what a rookie mistake. Darlings drag you unceremoniously through the side alleys. All the while, they joke among themselves about the process they call having a makeover. Finally, you reach a dark backyard. You can hardly believe your eyes. crammed into a small box. You can see a cat, but it's not in a poor condition. White strips of its fur have been shaved off, and some of its elegant whiskers appear to have been cut off or plucked out. Oh, poor cat. The creature is visibly frightened, and at sight of the strangely identical Terrelings, it begins to ease with and arch its back. The Terrelings laugh at sight of the turtle creature. Dude, see how it's freaking out? Dude, I have to do this on video. This is dope. The Terrelings pull out his data pad and starts filming the turtle cat. Yo, thanks, here's your boy Peter again with new pet pranks. You have already pranked Grandpa Werner's cat with its new undercut, but it doesn't really learn to chill out and take a joke. The Terreling turns a data pad so that he himself is in the picture. Maybe he just needs to cool down a bit, really? On cue, the other Terreling dumps a bucket of water over the trapped cat. The creature cries out and tries to get off its cage, but there is no escape. The Terrelings laugh and laugh. It's just a prank, dude. Learn to take a joke, dude. You feel sick. What is a prank? Why are they doing this? Now, what is a prank? Has, what is a prank? You didn't translate that word. Unclear seems to be a loan word from another Terra dialect. My algorithms also translate it as a joke, but the context rather suggests it proves torture. I would love to learn more about this aspect of Terra culture. I have for one, I have seen enough. Suddenly, the attention of a strangely identical Terralings, you are relatively sure they are clones, turns back to you. They lift you in the air, are a little higher, and give you a toothy grin. Dude, I can't believe you got another one. Dude, I can't wait to finally start our channel. One of the clones points his data pad at you and starts filming you. What's up? Welcome back to Bavarian Prank Bros. Today we prank this kitty here that we found. The other clone holds you up with one hand. In this other hand is buzzing device. You suspect this to be cutter for fur, which also was used for the poor creature in the cage. Yo, we are pranking it a new Wardo. Remember, it's all a joke. The buzzing device comes closer and closer. As soon as you in your ear, a hint of panic in his voice. Commander, I will not succeed unless you have your fur cut off. These are your organs that you have shaped to give the impression of fur. This device could expose you, perhaps even seriously injure you. Commander, are you listening? Commander? But you are not listening. Your mind is completely occupied with the cruelty of the clones against the cat. All you feel is rage. How dare you, how dare they? Don't these little carbon farts realize how many worlds you have traveled? How many suns have you seen rise? 42 by the way. Look at that. The artwork is very good, like background in here. The image of the characters like moving, they change, very nice. The problem is, like, I understand why they did like this, right? Like as an alien spaceship, but it's too small. I would like to be more bigger, like a visual novel that the image are. I would love to see that. The random cruelty you see here makes your plasma boil. You didn't make this journey and survive this crash to be shaved by true Terrelings. Your little cat body instantly makes a hump and extends its claws. But you are not weak. You are a shape-shifting monster from the stars. You are smarter, more alien, and more brutal than any nightmare these ridiculous clones or any of their ancestors have ever seen since they crawled out of the primal soup of their pathetic, petty world. And you are very, very angry. And you can also find move again. Quick escape, change into combat form. But we don't want to show that we are a monster, so quick escape. You can escape. You can't pass this opportunity. Just before the buzzing for cutter can touch you, you form a spike just under your skin and force to dive into the flesh of one of the clone hands. With a yelp, the creature jumps back and lets you go off you completely. Before any of your wannabe tortoise can react, your shapeshifter and cast legs move away from them. You start to run. Behind you hear the Terran scream, "Ow! Hey, I think the beast bite me. Was that a tentacle on his back?" The Terran start to run close behind you. They chase you through the narrow streets of this strange settlement. If someone had told you this time yesterday how you will be spending your day, you will have laughed in their face. Right after you ask them why they brought you out of your cold sleep. Seconds before your tormentors, you reach an intersection. Quick, Commander, get under that fence. Just as your form melts through a gap far too small, even for a Terra cat, the clone catches up. Confused, two of them look up and down in the intersection. You go that way, or I'll go this way. That cast must be radioactive or something. We need it for our channel. With these words, you pursue split up and leave you in your hiding place. Do not worry about them any further. The hunted becomes the hunter. Let's do this. The hunted becomes the hunter. Maybe you shouldn't waste your energy on these terrorists. You have limited time after all. But by floor, the attempted shaving and thought of majestic cat must come at price for these clones because we consider cats majestic because how they are. They have become separate. The time to strike is now. In your cat shade, you should take a pursuit. Which clone do you want to follow? Into Dark Side Alley, into Narrow Side Alley? They are not worth the hassle. No, we go to the Dark Side Alley. You spot the creature before it sees you. One hand bloody from where it just injured it, the other clutching the fur cutter. It seems to look for you in the little filler alley. A strange chant. Here, kitty, 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 come out, I will find you. The shadow of your cat falls onto the creature. The Techlane turns around abruptly. Ah, there you are. You bite me. You will pay for that. Come here. The friendly tone of his voice is in stark contrast to the monster face, which is contorted with pure malice. The Techlane moves slowly towards you, one hand outstretched, the other with the fur cutter, hiding behind his back as if to lure you in. Sure, he feels very devious. You have all the time in the world to figure out how to deal with him. Dispose of the clone in a garbage bin. The creature slowly moves towards you, a victorious grin spread across the clone's face as he is within reach. He grabs hold of, but your body is suddenly too big to grab with his hand. From one moment to the next, thin tentacles form on your sides. Look at the human. Oh! Before Terry can let out a scream, you grab it and stuff it to the one trash cans. You block the opening with some junk that is lying around. The creature's panic cries are almost completely muffled by the amount of trash piled on top of it. You are sure no one will find him until you leave this planet. We should still take care of the other Techlane commander, but you already thought of everything. Little by little, your body takes the shape of the clone you just captured. No problem. So now we are one of them. Being in the skin of Techlane feels strange. You miss the cat's elegance and grace, but you can do without constant urge to choke out balls of fur. Because he was like I was because of fur. This bike period from takes some getting used to, but you begin to march through the alleys until you hear a familiar voice. Where is the beast? He didn't follow me. And stuff into his pocket, the other clone approaches you. He kicks a small tin cylinder that flies clattering against the wall, as if the world needed further proof of his creature's senseless yearning for destruction. Damn! Now we don't have any at all, really? There he freezes, it looks at you surprised. Didn't it notice anything? Your kind is notorious for its ability to imitate all life forms perfectly. The idea that the perfect stage will be able to see through your facade will be horrific, terrifying. The ability to disguise yourself and blend into other people has always given you a sense of security. The very thought that this space could uncover you fills you with dread. What about all the good you and your people do for the universe, so often seen or unnoticed? All of a sudden, the galaxy seems like a much colder place. What now? It's me, as you say in your fall terrible voice, really, as helpful supplies, really. The Techlane tilts his head. Something wrong with you? He announces his eyes. Two terrorists think with the help of their visual organs. Oh man, then he opens them wide. You shaved that kitty all by yourself, admit it. Commander, I have now collected enough that to lower the threat level of this creature. It's an idiot. Harsh but accurate. Where's the naked kitty? Behind you. Techlane turns around and scans the alley for a shaved cat. Grab him to lock him away. This is almost too easy. You change your form slightly, stretch yourself and stretch your arm muscles so that you grasp Techlane with ease. Hey, what the? Really? Without him even noticing what's going on, you push him at first into the foul-smelling trash can. You bend the lid to trap him inside. You are sure you will get out of it, eventually. Outrageous screams echo behind you on your way out of the valley. Excellent, Commander. Recommendation, return to primary object before you embarrass us even more on this mission. He chuckles softly as he's probably just jealous of your improvisation skills. Okay, so no, those couldn't say nothing about two people. That was best thing to do. Okay, damn Tiana. Oh, but we come back to here. But now we are like this. We are not like a old woman. So this same thing. And which you have to convert first. How you will be seeing locals in front of you. Say large fountain. We saw this already. You get a little sick with fright. Check out the huts. Scattered around the square are several small, obviously improvised stores, some wooden bench and a strange machine with a lot of flashing lights. A few very small Techalings are sitting in this device and are driving service imitation of Techa animals. Most stores seem to sell different forms of daily food. Take a close look at the machine with small Techalings. Look at food stalls. A more fascinating makes you close look at food stalls. A stand near sells desserts in shape of internal organs, hearts to be exact. They have little mottos on them writing called sugar easing. Forever yours, you read aloud. A heart of for Bavaria. Interorbital can help off. Maybe magic talisman as suggested. The next style offers Dove strand twisted into delicate shape. As sounded very excited. Commander, go back. Need to see that folded bread again. You go back to look at Dove breads. Except for the south, you can't see anything out of ordinary. Come on, this is quite discovery. This shape, it's perfect representation of the subspace hyperloop. Our best artificial intelligence have spent centuries creating such a shape. You're getting comfortable. Maybe these creatures do know more than you first thought. Keep a low profile, but I think we are being watched by a yellow-haired Techalink. Look at the yellow-haired Techalink. I repeat, please do not look at the yellow-haired Techalink, Commander, but I did it. You turn your head almost 120 degrees and your head is not sure that Techalink, but I can even do that. If you are not careful, it will notice you. No, the Techalink won't have noticed anything. Hello Peter, are you looking for me? The Techalink who has noticed because of your staying asks. What's all this here? Maybe you can make some sense of this event after all, or find out who to scatter the Techalings. What is the reason for this celebration? Is today Techaling holiday I forgot? The other person looks amused. What are you talking about? Today they are opening the 3G tower and far off village will have actual reception until Interobergsbach fire arrives in the 21st century. Smartphones will become more than just cameras with a Wi-Fi connection. We have been waiting for this day for months. You are being skeptical, but you know all that. Weren't you going to record prank videos today for your new YouTube channel? I think most prank videos are just sadistic, nasty crap for human fools. Suddenly the other link blush. Oh, but I'm sure you'll do it very differently, Peter. What is a prank video? The creature is fountain of knowledge, a wonderful opportunity to learn more about this culture. What's a prank video? And what's YouTube? The link is now. Oh, it's you, Willie. Haha, okay, I got you guys mixed up again. I'm in the prank video now too. Why do you always have to be so mean to me? Why can't you be as sweet as your brother? My glucose levels are my business alone. I don't even understand what you're talking about. Now please go away. I'm responsible for the sound system and I'm supposed to make this awful brass group sound good side. Bye. With that, the rainbow walks off toward the stage. You make your way to the antenna. As fascinating as the link culture may be, some you have limited time, okay? Why can't things just work for a change? Try to get in under the door, look for another way. When floor closes an airlock, he opens a porthole. Goes on old saying on your own planet. What is meant by this is that Florg is bad at working airlocks and is constantly losing atmosphere to space. You only have to find out where to find the metaphoric or actual porthole of this antenna. Suddenly you spy a small tilted window above the door. Bingo! You murmur the accent victory cry of your people to yourself. You make sure that no terrorists have directed their eye stalks in your direction. Then you stretch up the wall and let your body float toward the window. As you lean on the ledge of the window, you notice that a small nest of twigs has been built here. Then suddenly you are being attacked by an animal, a pecking beak, frantically beating wings, and the death cry of cuckoo cuckoo. Your asset must have stumbled into the nest of one of his planet alpha predators. You frantically strike at the creature with your psi tentacles, but it still inflicts quite a few deep scratches on you. She lunges at you with her beak. You duck and burst through the window into the interior of the antenna control center. Proud of its victory, the beast stares at you from above, but it does not pursue you. Okay, look around the tower. Whoa, it's different space now. Because now we are not on church, we are on a different place. Your eyes adjust to the dark, it takes you a few moments to get an overview. The room is small and apparently not designed for terrorists to spend any length of time in. In the semi-darkness, you notice a few cables going up through the ceilings of the room into the actual antenna and a few blinking bugs on the wall you think are primitive positron computers. Thank you, Command. Please take a close look at the unit. I need to know what frequency the techlings use to encode their primary vectors, how many gigahertz the local variant of a neutral converter emits, and what alloys the primary oscillator is made of. What pretend you know what is? I see one blue wire, three red wires. That's it. What? You realize once again how little you know about how technology really works. Most of the time it just works. And whenever it does it, you ask AI if it can do something about it. And then it works again. The AIs that have developed the bulk of modern technology devices claim they are too complex for biological brains anyway. Us, I have no idea what you're talking about. I just typed something in your ear. Please find a connector on the antenna control unit and connect to communicate. I'll take care of the rest. You find a small port titled USB. As modifies the adapter of the communication device and connects to the forgiving machine. For several minutes you hear nothing but concentrated silence in your earpiece. As fire breaks silence. The facility is more primitive than I expected. Apparently the techlings have not yet discovered scalar waves. In order for us to transmit at beyond light speeds, we need to get some additional components. To make this device suitable for beyond light communication, we need a scalar wave generator that uses a quantum entangled micro oscillator. Your eyes glaze over and wander off. As they so often when it comes to technical details, you look around in the room. In one corner, the technician has left some trash for food packing. Between the plastic and the aluminum foil, you see a portrait of one of the technicians in a kind of uniform. The text on the picture informs you that you can collect and trade all your favorite footballers. Must be some kind of trading place for slaves. Strange people, these techlings. You realize as we talked for a while, you expect to respond, yes, all this is right and correct, I totally agree with you as. But where do you find these items on this plan? That's a critical question. What you suggest? You should ask locals overlook the city for a vantage position. Ask locals. Why don't we just ask some of the locals? Maybe one of them can help. As is coded design. That's a good idea, Commander. When it comes to technical details, please let me do the talking. How will that work? You just say blah 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 and I translate it to the techlink understands that what we are looking for. Okay, you like solutions that don't require you to remember too many details. Step out from behind the stalls and mingle. You think hard about which of the techlinks looks like the most knowledge here. Then you'd say it doesn't really matter and just approach the next best techlink. You approach techlink leaning on a cane. Clear a specimen with experience. If anyone knows where to find the latest techlink, it's this techlink. Excuse me, fellow citizen. Beautiful day today, right? Only the day will be bad if I knew where to find a positronic quantum diverter. Your counterpart looks at you for a while. I don't understand what's supposed to be. What do you do with it? Oh, all my peer group friends have similar thing. You can use it to isolate quarks and gluons. Do you know where I too could purchase such advice? Quarks, huh? In that case, I will ask Farmer Gustle. He knows all about quark. Excellent. You have a destination. Nicely done. Let's go then. Someone that knows. Jesus. Diane Payne. Oh my god, my voice. Diane Payne, you drag yourself up the hilly road in the direction the techlink has sent you. How are we for time, As? Squeezy, very squeezy. But you can't help taking a break. Why is this whole planet just mountains and hills, damn it? Given the extreme gravity on this planet and having to move only 2 legs, you will find all this very tiny. Finally, you've reached the top of the hill. At the end of Winning Path, you see a small dwelling. This must be the destination of your journey, huh? Where we are supposed to find the quantum inverter vector. What's the name of the component you are looking for again? You are looking for the... Actually, it doesn't matter. I'm sure you'll tell me when we find it. So, do you think we are in the right place? Because this act doesn't look like high-tech to me. An acrid stench creeps into your nose. Even you, an interstellar traveler who has visited countless planets with atmospheres of various compositions, feels like since the sensors do not sound an alarm, the set must not be life-threatening. Hard to believe. Phase 1 of your go to the scatter wave generator plan is now complete. On to phase 2, find the scalar wave generator. You approach the buildings. You expect to find technically advanced facility, but the building complex looks much more rustic. Fence surrounds the entire area, apparently confining a herd of farm animals. You can make out of some house further back. One building is in the same style as the resident buildings in Techeling village, only larger. Another appears to be a machine storage unit. Last you notice a long building, preserved for the animals. An amusement park, a breeding facility. On your tiles you have seen similar place. The endomorphs of Ripley 6 reproduce parasitically. Their offspring are deposited in large pressure-bred creatures, which then eat them from the inside and burst forth from them in an uncertain explosion of innards and bodily fluids. Surprisingly, most adult endoforms are vegan pacifists. You are pretty sure you are dealing with something similar here. Spellbound, you watch some of the farm animals, hoping to witness the birth of a Techeling larva. Instead, the creature produces brown droppings of yet to be determined composition. It's taking a shit. The cows are taking a shit. You shake off the fascination and decide to continue the mission. How do you want to proceed? Speak to the residents. You decide on direct approach. Either you will manage to get the needed components direct thanks to your charm, or you will at least find out where the Techlings keep them so you can steal them later. As you enter the terrain, as I light some metal cylinders on site. We need some of these objects. They are perfect tachyon focused lens. You head straight to the facility's residential building. You see two creatures in front of the facility, one with lush facial hair and one with long hair braided into round braids. Fur on the face, tackling with braids. Let's go for this. The creature looks up. Ulo, ok, lu, with it. Okay, we don't understand that. What's wrong with the program? You nod towards the tackling, hoping that is an acceptable answer to his question. You try to communicate with your ass quietly. What's wrong with the translation matrix? I'm not sure, Commander. Tackling seems to be speaking code or have some dialect that seems to contradict certain law of grammar. My subroutines just give me syntax errors. The person looks at you questioningly. The tackler looks at you with narrow eyes. Don't I know you? You live here in the village, don't you? Not shake head. Not. You nod slowly. Instantly Tackler's all attitude change. Oh, why did you say? I thought you were one of the tourists who needed the old farm life sick. But now I recognize you are one of the Rottenmeier boys. Willie or Peter? Anyway, what brings you here? Tourist, do you have microwave refrigerator and metal tube? What microwave? Metal tube? Yeah, I guess so. Why? The mission is going go like clockwork. May I see them? You demand. You are a really weird kid. Do you know that? Is this some kind of joke from the village? Come on, I'll speak up. Maybe try a little less direct. Why did Techley think you were a tourist? Is there something wrong with your cover? You decide to ask. Why did you think I was a tourist? Oh, a new group was supposed to arrive today, but it seems they cancelled at the last minute. Did you know that we rent homes for our farm vacations? If you did, now you know. The city kids need to get out a bit, and the city parents need to know why the organic butter costs twice as much as normal one. Because our cows are treated well, you know. Ergaze wanders off into the distance. Well, the first question I always get is, what's the internet like here? And the internet here is, well, you know yourself. That reminds me, we could really do with a real website so people can find out about us. Suddenly her eyes focus on you again. You are young, aren't you? I'm sure you know a lot about the internet and stuff. Perhaps you can help me? Yes, for a price. Of course, I can help you, dear fellow, Terling. However, I also need something as compensation, a microwave generator and one of these objects. The creature looks like a little confused. The milk jugs? I will be happy to give you one of those, but I'm keeping my microwave. If you want one, why don't you go to the electrical store in town? He's got offers on right now. Alright, at least Sophie, you follow the tackle inside the house unit. Here's the computer, so you can get started. Do you want a drink? I will get you a call from the basement. With these words, Tackle leaves you alone in what looks like a cross between a computer room and a food preparation room. As so many often do when it comes to technology, you turn out to your AI. Ask, could you just set up an advertised page in your known computer system of alien civilization for a service about which we have almost no data and which is supposed to be appealing to a psychology we don't understand? As I design for stellar navigation, that's well within my range of abilities. Please connect your communication device to the computer. The connection should fit. I may need some help with calculations. You roll your eyes. Typical, you have to do the hard part again. Just after you unplug your communicator, the techling appears in the doorway again, carrying a bottle of black liquid. Finished already? Whoa, you kids are so fit with all this. Techling looks at the page happily. Nice, very nice. I'm really satisfied, you know. I don't normally do this. After all, art should reward enough for the artist, but I want to give you 20 euros for it. I think a website is worth that kind of investment. With that, it leaves the kitchen again. Look to your left, that's macro refrigerator right there. Is that what we need? Your art suggests the following action. Grab one of these so-called milk jugs, dismantle the device, and run before anyone can stop you. You arrive halfway off the farm with the micro refrigerator before As has finished his commendation. So we already have the microwave, right? The repair. It's time. From a distance you can already see the majestic construct that will help you escape from this planet, Dantera. Elf alert, you are carrying too much. Please take a break as soon as possible. For all the effort you have formed gills all over your body, that's with sucking in fresh air to cool your organs. You speed up a bit. Elf alert, you are carrying too much. Please take a break as soon as possible. The elf monitor is beyond my direct control. I can't turn the warnings off. Please ignore this request. Elf alert, you are carrying. Panting your exertion, you continue with your journey. You can only hope that the crowd at Village Fair will have dispersed by now, so that you can at least work undisturbed. It feels like forever before you reach the destination. You have made it. There it stands, the antenna, surrounded by market stalls, richly decorated with blue and white symbols. And these market stalls are now much better attended than before. The place is teeming with techlings. How are you supposed to carry out this equipment without being noticed? Walk around the crowds. It will be so stupid to be found out so close before the goal. That's why you choose more indirect path. You walk around the festival, no one pays attention to you as you make your way through the meadows on the edge of the festivities. You quite make your way to the stalls near your target. You are amazed that you can still sneak around while carrying this much cargo. That never works in virtual simulations. Finally, you reach a small building underneath the antenna. Good to see that the door is still open by a small store, just as you left it. At least one thing that working today. Okay, Commander, and I'll show you the next steps on the display. First, micro refrigerator needs to be converted into a scalar wavy meter, and this is how. A flurry of formless blueprints begin to flash across your field of vision. Can't I catch my breath one more? No. You feel dizzy. No, I think it's bad to say this. I just dragged this stuff halfway across the planet, and that's horrific in this gravity. If you take a break now, it might as well for a place to live somewhere around here, because then you'll never leave the place. Phew, so much happened today. I'm sorry, but I think those some animals must have got into the crash site and are messing with my self-control circuits. Let's hurry to get out of here. You start to away different tools from your fingers to disarm the tackling machine. Back in that antenna building, you immediately turn to a DIY rescue project. Ask, how much time do I have left? Your AI superimposed a time on your field of view. It is worryingly close to running out. Oh, Floor, turn that off again. It's stressing me out. You immediately start to work on the device. You stare at the ghastly considered monstrosity in front of you. It's not pretty, but what's next? This device must now be placed at the top of the antenna, if possible without being seen by anyone. How am I supposed to do that? You need a diversion. Helpful as always. You need a small room and survey the festival proceedings. The layout of fest hasn't changed since your previous visit. You see stalls selling exotic tackling food, a centrifuge for tackling show, and stage sounds emanating from a stage across the festival's ground. Suspect that is either a musical performance or much more likely a poor execution by an acoustic torture. You take a deep breath. You feel dizzy. Sound system. If my reads are correct, that the music is amplified through a speaker system. Is there any way you can hack this? We could maybe play a disrupt noise to scare everyone off the square. If technically listen to this noise twinkling, how bad will music have to be scared them off the square? Excellent and nice, Commander. You go to the stage. The closer you get to the stage, the harder it is to endure this planet's music. Several tables and benches are set up in front of the stage, which are occupied by people swaying to the beat. Seems as if the auditory experience produced for them by their cultural industry has put them into some kind of trance. Up close you can see the cables going to the speaker box. They all seem to lead to a small semi-concealed control console right next to the stage. On front, a yellow-haired Terreling stands at the console and seems to be operating technology there with an annoyed expression. You notice the same creature during your first visit to the antenna. She seems to be talking to her own AI, or is simply talking to herself. It's hard to tell. These clowns can hit a single note, and afterwards it will get complaints at it. Didn't sound right, because the levels weren't set correct. Why am I doing this to myself? While you are racking your two brain stems to figure out to get access to the sound system, notice the Terreling suddenly simply leaves it unattended. The creature was towards one of the stalls set up at the edge of the fireground, one labeled Ladies' Room, which is a long queue in front of the entrance area. Thank floor, at least one thing going smooth today. Just as you are about to tamper with sound equipped, you are pulled aside. Irritated, you look at the creature just interrupted you. It is the same face you are wearing right now. The face of one of the clones you caught earlier. Well, this is alarming developed. The tech looks dirty and bruised. Almost as if he had just spent several hours locked in a dumpster. When he catches sight of you, his eyes light up. Dude, finally there you are. What are you doing? We don't have time for this. You have to go to the cops and let them know about the monster. His eyes also search the square. Dude, that thing could be anywhere. We need to get everyone, so yeah, you go ahead. Yes, monster. Super report, go ahead. I just have to finish this and then I'll got you with you. Terry looks irritated. Sorry, what? Dude, we don't have time to mess around. There is a shape-shifting monster on the loose. And suddenly the Terry falls silent in mid-sentence. It stares at you, wide-eyed terror. You are it. Smile deviously. Even though you start to grin, the corners of your mouth stretch wider and wider than you ever see on Terrelli. The grin spreads right up to your ears. You let new teeth grow in your gaping mouth, sharp teeth. No one will believe you. I'll cause day from Terrelli's face. Then he starts to scream and runs off. Use this time to finish your work. Not gonna believe him. You are not quite sure what reaction you expected, but you will not let this welcome distraction pass by you. After this short tour, you go back to speakers and operate desk of sound system. Then it starts beeping frantically. Here, command, right here. What now? Let me have a go. Please plug in my communication right here. On display, as I glide specific slot, unconspicuously, you let the communication slip out of your body and insert it to the market slot. Immediately, you notice the absence of translate software. All the links around you are only speaking gibberish again. When As talks again for first time in age, its voice does not come from inside your body. You have missed this. I now have control of the system. What are you going to do to scare them, the Eagles commander? Heavy metal. You mean the sound of scrapping two plates of heavy metal together? Precisely. Perfect choice. You can take the communicator back now and cover your ears. So a shrill, screechy sound comes from the loudspeakers. Everyone visibly flinch. Our five Terrelings look to the stage, to the speakers, to the sky, and then to your utter delight they run. In the beginning only a few of them do, but then more and more Terrelings begin to run, covering their ears with their hands. This is our chance, Commander. As the square empties more and more, you head back to the antenna with DUI transmitter under your arm. You climb the structure. Once you are at top, you connect as communicator. Did we do it? Is this the perfect ending? Oops, I don't have more cola. Nobody saw us. Only that kid, that is the twins, but nobody believes. A short time later, so the sun sets on the horizon of this strange world, transforming the scary blue sky into relaxing shades of red and orange. You watch the spectacle from the same hill on which you had your first view into the valley this morning. In the Terreling settlement below, or human, as they would put it, more and more electric lights are being switched on. You finally relax. I can't believe you made it. I never doubt you, Commander. Please, disable your courtesy routines. I had given up all hope, you idiot. You get up, you realize that you are still in your Terreling form. Maybe we should come back sometime, as tourists or something. I can imagine this place being quite nice if you are not desperately trying to find an escape. Yes, I'll be happy to accompany you. Is this the perfect ending? Meanwhile, the sky is deeply black. With relief you can make out familiar stars and one star approaching with irregular movements. That will be our rescue ship. I recognize its search mode. Well, I'm going to head over to the crash site. Don't want them leaving without us. As you leave the clear, you find a slip of a terrain floor. Nothing remains of your visit except your footprints. Because nobody will believe on that we were a creature. It is with the number 15, phoning it in. So I think, like, of course, in this game, I think there isn't like the perfect ending, but it's like different endings. So it's like you can be seen, right, that I was doing when in church, that people will believe there is life outside of Earth. And this one is like only those kids, right, know that you are an alien, but nobody will believe on them because it's the reality is nobody believes in like someone. So for me, this is like a perfect end because nobody saw us doing nothing. So for me, it's the perfect ending. But like, it's a very good game. It's like you have 19 endings. One, like developers even say, one ending you can have immediately in the beginning. Then when you are going to the crash site, you crash against the planet and you die immediately. That's why you have free choice. You need to be careful with those choices. And then the rest of the endings are in here. Like, you need to be careful where you go. You have to choose choice, in free choice in the beginning, I think, or is choose choice. That is, or you go to the antenna, right, like to go to the village, like to infiltrate on the civilization, or you go to other place that is to try to get the material to your ship, or you go immediately to the antenna. So it's free choice, right? So it's like I prefer to infiltrate the civilization because like that you know more about civilization. That's why, like now our character was saying that in the future you want to come back to Earth as a tourist, and now I'm not like trying to escape, right? Like to be rushed. So that's why I say, because he was learning and he was seeing that Earth has a lot of things that he could learn more. And even the IE that's called us will say that will like to accompany us. So that's why I say it's perfect end, because our character wants to come back to the planet, to Earth, to study more. So for me it's a perfect end. But like, if you like this type of games, like like I say, visual novels with a lot of choice and different endings, I will recommend to buy it. It's already available. You can go to Steam and buy it in there, and you're gonna see that you're gonna enjoy the game. You're gonna see that you will enjoy, because there's so many tries that you can do to see different endings. If you are not a big fan of visual novels, I will say give it a try, because like I always say, visual novels need to have a good story. It has a good story that you are an alien, that you crash on the Earth and need to escape. Needs to have good artwork. The game has good artwork. It's a shame that it's small, but at the same time it's good. And longevity, like I always say, visual novels have to have longevity as between 2 to 4 hours, that I will say. And in here you can see that is between 2 to 4 hours to do one playthrough, that I'm saying, to one playthrough. But in total it has you can see that has more than 4 hours, like because 19 endings. See all endings, I will say like between 8 to 10 hours to see all 19 endings. But like I did, I found 2 endings for now, and it's like, what, how many hours it was? My brother stopped I never start the chronometer to see how much hours, but I will say like between 2-4 hours that it took me to see at least 2 endings. That's why I will say to see the 19 endings, you have to between 8 to 10 hours, because you can always go back to previous chapters to see other different things, but you can always do different routes too. You need to start always a new game. So you can see why I say, but it's a lot I say. if you are not a big fan of visual novels, this game is worth to give it a try because 19 endings, good artwork and good story. So it's always worth. So hope you guys enjoy the playthrough of Plan B from Outer Space. How it's called the rest? A Bavarian. I think I make back to my menu how it's go. Okay, let's see. No, it doesn't say the name. It's hard because it's Plan B from Outer Space, a Bavarian Odyssey. It's hard to say the name because of that. The rest, the Bavarian Odyssey, it's hard. But like, it's a very good game. I enjoyed the time that I played. But the problem it was they released this week, and it was a lot of games that exist to play. So that's one problem. And of course I needed to make time. I needed time to play, so today I could play the game, and I enjoyed it. It was I was expecting. Choice, a lot of endings, good artwork and good story. I enjoyed the story because we are like an alien that doesn't know a lot, but we have an AI to help us in terms of technology. But at the same time, you can learn something about the humans from planet Earth. That's what. And the artwork. The only thing that I will say about like the artwork is it's very good, the artwork, but it's small. I will say like for future games, if the developers want to do more visual novels in future, make it bigger, like all the other visual novels have. Make it bigger is what I will say, because the artwork was very good. The artwork, I have to say. So hope you guys enjoy the playthrough of Plan B from Outer Space, a Bavarian Odyssey. Again, if you want to try out, you can go to Steam and play it. So hope you guys enjoy. I'll see you guys next time.